Semester Project, Part 2, by Becca Carter, Travis Lundquist, Hector Velez, Madeline Rhodes, and Darren Godspeed. Background. John is a third grader who is a high-functioning in the autistic spectrum. John tends to get overstimulated when he thinks he has done something wrong, when he feels he is not in control of the situation, and when commotion is present. His older brother, Jacob, is in the 5th grade. He helps him out at home, but tries to avoid him in school because he is embarrassed about him. His IEP states that in an event of an overstimulation of his brother, Jacob can be of assistance.
Preface. The story begins with John in the classroom with his teacher, Miss Smith, teaching the class about volcanoes. After the lecture, they go into the experiment where they are making volcanoes and making them erupt.
Okay, class, last week we talked about volcanoes, and today we're going to do an experiment.
This is going to be so fun!
Woohoo!
I love volcanoes.
For this experiment, we will be using baking soda and vinegar to create a volcanic eruption.
Miss Smith describes what the students will be doing during the experiment.
There are a few rules that you need to follow for this experiment. The vinegar and baking soda are to remain in the volcano. Goggles are to be worn at all times during the experiment. Wear your old t-shirt during the experiment, and stay in your groups. Now that we have covered the expectations, I will now show you what should happen. Add a little baking soda and a little vinegar.
Minor eruption takes place.
That's so cool!
Students are excused to their desks.
Now, class, it is your turn to make the volcanoes erupt. Carefully take your beaker with the baking soda and put it into the volcano. Then take your second beaker with the vinegar and pour it into the volcano.
I really hope that my volcano has a huge eruption. I wonder what would happen if I add just a little more vinegar to this.
John proceeds to add more vinegar he took from another group, and the volcano begins to erupt all over the table.
Maybe I should add a little more baking soda to the volcano?
John adds more baking soda to the volcano, and the volcano begins to overflow, this time going onto the floor.
What's happened to your volcano?
John begins to scream out of excitement at first, but then he starts to get scared that he will get in trouble for not following the teacher's directions.
Why is John screaming?
What happened to your volcano, John?
It's your fault that our volcano exploded.
Miss Smith finally notices John's volcano due to all the students talking about it and screams.
Oh my, what happened, John? Okay, I want everyone to stay in your assigned groups and continue working on your volcanoes.
What will happen to John? Will Miss Smith have to get John's brother Jacob? Or will she be able to calm John down?
After the teacher realizes that John is beginning to have a meltdown about the volcano over erupting, she decides to take him aside to talk through the situation and not call for his older brother. Autistic children have a hard time verbalizing their feelings, and for John, the only way for him to do that is through emotion and action. After talking with John about the situation, Miss Smith is able to calm him down and redirect him back to the activity with the rest of the class.